We're going to talk about immune system. So welcome to True Health Tuesdays, my friends. So let's look at this. What happens with the immune system and when it fails, or does it fail? Now, please like this video and subscribe to my channel below. And please share this vital information. It'll help our channel grow and we can save the world or change the world. Now, a malfunctioning immune system, when we look at this, when a person has a poor diet, sedentary lifestyle, lack of proper sleep, exposure to environmental toxins, excessive mental stress, the immune system, along with all the other organ systems, begin to literally alter their function, go in a stress state, and break down. And we are under stress. But luckily, there's only 3 stressors. There's physical stress, chemical stress, and emotional stress. But we are under chronic. Now, what happens when you're under that stress? Bam, the adrenal glands secrete that cortisol. Now, chronic cortisol, your blood sugar levels go up because you need more energy to run away from danger. Your protein synthesis is going to be decreased. So this means that your body is not able to get the amino acids from the proteins. Muscle wasting can occur, osteoporosis, because you're not building the bones. You're in a stress state. Skin regeneration is decreased. Lymphatic tissue causes it to shrink. Lymphocytes, the number of the lymphocytes and functions decrease. And this lessens your body's ability to respond. So you're looking at an increased allergy, infection, and degenerative diseases. Now, the adrenal glands or adrenal fatigue, you've got an automatic nervous system. One part keeps you alive under stress. The other part regenerates tissue. When you're in an adrenal dominant state, you're looking at a weakened immune system, inflammatory conditions, but also brain fog, autoimmune conditions, everything. Now, the lymph system. Lymph nodes swell if there's an infection from bacteria or viruses, but also the presence of toxins, damaged tissue, and cancer cells. Now, the swelling is how inflammation occurs. Now, inflammation is a healing process. So this is the body experiencing damage or some kind of pathogen, and it's working as best as it can to regenerate it. And if the lymph nodes swell, this is sometimes called glandular fever. Now, this process is normal because the lymph nodes have a function. They trap these invaders, keep them from spreading throughout the body, and problems develop when the lymph system is overwhelmed and it can't produce enough immune system cells. So, what are some of the signs that your lymph system becomes overly stressed? Well, chronic fatigue, swelling of the lymph nodes, particularly in the throat, armpits, groin, muscle aches and pains, sore throats, colds more often, frequent infections, fibromyalgia, arthritis, even cancer. And so when we talk about the 5 keys to health, proper nerve supply, that's because you have this automatic system. Your body only has 2 switches. You could be in a stress state or regenerative state. You need regular exercise. Nutrition, you have a hunter-gatherer body. And so you need nutrition consistent with your design. Rest is when your body regenerates. And prayer and meditation facilitates that tissue production. Now, your nervous system, which controls every function of the body, it includes your immune system. Now, this nervous system, you've got 2 switches. The parasympathetic, which is rest, digestion, repair, but this is also located in your upper cervical area and the pelvis. Injuries to those areas are going to alter that function. The fight or flight system, which is what you need to get stuff done, is located in your thoracic and lumbar area. And we need a balance of this system, but we're in a chronic state of stress. That sympathetic nervous system is activated. Now, we measure this nervous system on every patient, and we do it through heart rate variability. And you can see here on the left, sympathetic dominant, that little tiny white dot is where the person's findings are. The normal is right in the middle of that normal zone, the green zone. And then we have a parasympathetic dominant or low functioning parasympathetic. See, we need to have that balance of sympathetic and parasympathetic. If you're imbalanced, you're not going to be able to function correctly. Now, Physiologist I.M. Core, brilliant, talks about spinal lesions, which are analogous to vertebral subluxations. And this is what we're identifying on static and stress x-rays. And this is vertebral that's misaligned in relationship to the vertebrae above and below. But according to Core, high sympathetic tone may alter organ and tissue responses to hormones, infectious agents, and even blood components. Now, this is literally the direct connection between the sympathetic nervous system and a macrophage, or your immune system cells, and the blood vessels. So this is literally going to vasodilate or vasoconstrict based on your autonomic tone or your balance of that autonomic nervous system. And it stimulates the immune system. This is called neuroimmunology. Fenton et al. Reported that the neurotransmitter norepinephrine is present in postganglionic sympathetic fibers, which innervate the lymphoid tissues and act on the spleen. So this autonomic nervous system affects these areas. Now, furthermore, the receptor cells on the white pulp or the localized neurotransmitter terminal, which directly affect T lymphocytes. Now, this plays a significant role in modulation of the immune system responses. Now, stressful conditions lead to altered measures of immune system function and altered susceptibility to a variety of diseases. And many stimuli can primarily act on the central nervous system, can profoundly alter immune system responses. When we look at this, again, central nervous system influences on lymphocyte migration. Many of the alterations of the immunity result from central nervous system activity can be explained in terms of changes in lymphocyte migration patterns in response to endocrine signals. Direct contact between the nerve cells and the immune system cells. There's a crosstalk. Considerable evidence has mounted to support active communication between the nervous system and the immune system, referred to as crosstalk. Now, the nervous system, including the brain and peripheral divisions, can either stimulate or inhibit various activities of both the innate and adaptive immune system responses. Conversely, the immune system, through release of cytokines, can influence the activity of the nervous system. When you look at this, it is so important to understand the direct connection between your perception of the environment, the nervous system, and the immune system. The central nervous system and immune system share modulators and receptor mechanisms by which the two systems communicate. The sympathetic nervous system and the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. The immune system is now thought to be tuned by contrasting neuronal influences. Figure the hypothalamus, it has its foot in the endocrine system and its foot in the nervous system. And literally every system going up through that spine synapses in that hypothalamus, and it tells the body what to do. Now, Brennan et al. Found that when a thoracic manipulation was applied, the response of morphonuclear neutrophils isolated from the blood cells collected 15 minutes after the manipulation was significantly higher than blood collected 15 minutes before and 30 and 45 minutes after the manipulation. What that means is you get a specific chiropractic adjustment in the thoracic area, you're absolutely affecting immune system cells. Now, what are the clinical implications of the nervous system immune system link? This was a really cool study on HIV positive patients, and they're measuring CD4 accounts, and this was only upper cervical adjustments. Now, do we check the upper cervical on everyone or everyone? You got that right, everyone. So what they did over a 6-month period, the control group, which was not getting a specific adjustment, had a 7.96% decrease in CD4 counts, while the adjusted group had a 48% increase in CD4 counts over the same period. That means that nervous system, you release the pressure off of it, then the body can function correctly. Spinal manipulation reduces inflammatory cytokines. And this is a great study out of the JMPT. This present study supports the hypothesis that the spinal visceral reflex can encompass functional activity of the immune system. We believe this to be the first report to demonstrate that one single manipulative thrust to an abhorrent vertebral motion segment in the upper thoracic of an asymptomatic subject results in downregulation of the capacity of human leukocytes for the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines. Literally, one adjustment in the upper thoracic area is affecting this. Now, the sympathetic reflexes. There's an increasing body of evidence that the nervous system is capable of modulating the immune system response. And again, out of the JMPT, spinal manipulation can correct the spinal fixations and may eliminate the adverse effects of somatosympathetic reflexes. When you're in a sympathetic dominant state, you remember you can be in a stress state or regenerative state. And we've talked about physical, chemical, emotional stressors. This is, again, more evidence showing that you get the stress off of that central nervous system, then the body can adapt correctly. And I love Dr. Ron Perot. Chiropractic care can strengthen your immune system up to 300% stronger than those not receiving chiropractic care. The children raised with chiropractic, let's look at our kids. Our kids are our future. There's a definite correlation between chiropractic care and superior health. Studies have shown that children raised under chiropractic care are less prone to infectious processes such as otitis media, ear infections, tonsillitis, and their immune systems are better able to cope with allergens such as pollens, weeds, grasses, compared to children under allopathic or medical care. There is also significant decrease in history of antibiotic use among the chiropractic children, indicating a lower susceptibility to bacterial infections. This is why a third of my practice is under 12 years old. I love my kid patients. They're cool. The core principle of chiropractic, it's a healthcare discipline which emphasizes the inherent recuperative power of the body to heal itself without the use of drugs or surgery. The practice of chiropractic focuses on the relationship between structure and function, as coordinated by the nervous system, and how that relationship affects the preservation and restoration of health. It is founded upon the principle that the body's innate recuperative powers is affected by and integrated through the nervous system. We always talk that the power that makes the body heals the body. A chiropractor doesn't correct anything. What a chiropractor does is removes the interference so the body can adapt correctly. That's the key. Now, I love B.J. Palmer. Brilliant man. Quote, medicine is the study of disease and what causes man to die. Chiropractic is the study of health and what causes man to live. While other professions are concerned with changing the environment to suit the weakened body, chiropractic is concerned with strengthening the body so to suit the environment. It helps the body adapt. And this is why we have the 5 keys to health. When we talk about proper nerve supply, understand that this nervous system controls and coordinates every function of the body. Does that mean it controls the hormonal system? Absolutely. Does it control the immune system? Absolutely. So you have to have that clear of interference so your body can adapt correctly. This means that your body is going to elevate or decrease its blood pressure based on the stimulus. So your body, we need to have that nervous system clear of interference. Regular exercise. You have a hunter-gatherer body. The lymph system, okay, you've got the lymph uses movement as a pump. You've got the heart and the constriction and dilation of the blood vessels to move blood. But exercise, movement, moves that lymph fluid. Proper nutrition. Again, you've got this hunter-gatherer metabolic response. That's what your nutrition is designed. It's designed for what your great-great-grandparents were eating. And then rest. This is when your body regenerates. You have these periods every day where you go through and you're literally breaking and building a billion cells. When does that occur? At night. You look at virtually every chronic disease. Is that person sleeping good or poor? You got to look at this. The system has sleep as one of the most important parts of your day because this is when it's regenerative. And then prayer and meditation. Every study involving prayer and meditation shows that there's an increase in immune system response. Now, please post your questions down below. We're going to get to as many as we can, but realize this world was designed for you and you were designed for it. Dis-ease is a lack of ease. It's your body doing the best it can to adapt. And that's why that's the only thing that I do. I remove the interference to help the body adapt correctly. God bless you all. Stay healthy, my friends.